Hey, besties. Okay, so we are back giving some townies makeovers, but this time it's not like townies, it's like townies from my Occult Legacy Challenge townies. And this family right now is actually basically the other half of Alani and Onyx's family. And they live like in Strangerville. I think like in like that hill neighborhood where all like the fancy old Victorians are. They live in like a more modern house. I like downloaded it from the gallery. Basically, these are the oopsie babies that were absolutely not planned for, but they exist thanks to the other alien that we just saw. That's their other mother, and she's responsible for them because Alani just that really it wasn't in the cards, you know. I didn't want to have to raise more kids. Like I was basically done. So it's a little bit of Alani, but it's also a little bit of me. Like for me, in my sanity, I didn't want to have to deal with that. So I literally called up the alien mom and I was like, here's your kids. You take care of them. And I gave them a nice house and everything, rooms and whatnot. And so they live in Strangerville. They exist. I didn't send them back to the alien world because I wanted to see, like, you know, what their lives look like as Onyx grows and whatnot, and like we progress in the Let's Play. Like I want to see, you know, where they go, what they do, who they marry, if they marry. Like I want to see, but I don't want to have to do it myself. So it was easier to just like give them somebody else. But they're very cute. Like I think all of the alien kids that like those two have had, very cute. No problems with that. I think like their genetics actually like blend really well. Basically dress them. I just gave them outfits for their alien form because I definitely don't think that Alani nor this alien mom would pressure them to be anything but aliens. Like just like Onyx, like I think that they're very comfortable with being aliens, and especially more comfortable because they're like actually being raised by an alien. So I don't think they think anything is wrong with their alien form, and I'm sure that they probably go to like alien school. Like I don't think that they have the same sort of like self-discovery issues that Onyx has because of their like the way that they were raised or like are being raised. But I named them after like gems. I don't know why, but like I just sort of did. And they're again all very cute. Love them. And I gave the alien mom like a fake name mainly because I couldn't like leave CAS with like the senior pollination technician number 3 or whatever. I think the name was too long to leave CAS with, so I had to change it to like something blank. And I think that was like a really good fake name because it sounds like a made-up name, which is exactly what it is. So I think it like works for the purpose of it being like an alien alias. And then we move on to Athena and her kids slash husband. I don't think I really changed anything with Gavin because this is like the townie makeover Gavin. Obviously this is like pre 1 year later makeover, so he only has an everyday wear outfit, but I think it was fine enough. Like we never really see that man anyway, so it was fine. But this is Tiffany. This is her daughter that she had because we told her to have, basically. And she's so cute. I feel like Athena has like really strong genes because I feel like she still looks like her. But even though I feel like Tiffany looks a bit more like Gavin than I think Apollo does. Like Apollo, especially like we can see like now, like he just straight up looks like Athena. Like I don't think Gavin was even in the room. Like that is just Athena's son. For real. But because we don't really have to see her that much, but like we know Tiffany obviously, but we don't really have to see her too much, so like I sort of did a couple like styled outfits just to like make my life easier when I like got tired of thinking of like little kid outfits to put together. But she's really cute. I like her a lot, actually. And I'm pretty sure both of these kids are like dormant wolves. And I'm counting that as human because I like my peace. And I really want Onyx and Apollo to be a thing. So I'm really, really hoping that like it can be a thing. I'm willing to experiment with other people, but like I feel like endgame is definitely Apollo. So he has to be human. And he is technically, because there's no like wolf thing at the top there. So I'm counting that as human. There's like a little secret in his genes, but like I'm counting it as human. And you can really tell, I feel like he really, really looks like Athena now that he's like a teen. Like really, really. And both kids got her like bright blue eyes, which is so pretty. Like they're really, they're great. Like their genes were great. And I used the paranormal waves because they actually fixed them. Because when they first came out, so basically when they first came out, I saw them and I was like, yeah, there's not enough diversity on the Sims team because there's no way that any black person looked at those waves and was like, yeah, that's what waves looks like. Because it was awful. Like they had like cuts in the waves. So like every time there would be like a bump, it would be like a cut. And it was just not good. But they fixed it and it's beautiful now and I love it. And I love it a lot actually. And I appreciate it so much because they were willing to like grow and accept that they like didn't do it justice and were able to fix it. I'm pretty sure they officially fixed it. There used to be like a fix, like a CC fix of it, but I'm pretty sure they like went in later and updated it with like the correct looking hairstyle. And it's again much better and really good for like Maxis, not even Maxis match, like it literally is just Maxis. So like it's a really good hair, I think. And I didn't have to use like CC or anything. And then so basically from here on out, we just sort of go around and give makeovers to teens that like she knew or was like in her like kids club but are now teens. Now they're gonna be like in the teens club, or like ones that she met at school and stuff. Just like going around and helping the townies out with like the new generation looking good. So this is Eric and Alice's second daughter, I think. And I'm pretty sure she's a twin. But yeah, she exists. And I fixed her like skin tone because it was like too light. And like, so I gave her some more melanin and like curly hair. But I think she's a really good mix of like the two. She definitely looks a lot like Alice, but like you can also see a little of Eric also. I feel like Olivia looks more like Eric with like influences of Alice, and then Amaya looks like more like Alice with influences of Eric. which I think is really cute. I really like that. I love when like Sims 4 genetics works like that, and like the Sims aren't like necessarily carbon copies of either parent, but like they have like influences of both. And really and truly, like the motivation behind this was just so that like I have teens that look good in that save, because we will be playing with her as a teen. So I want to make sure that like these teens look good and they don't look crazy like how the randomly generated townies are, even though they aren't like necessarily randomly generated because like they were had through MCC, but like they're basically kind of like that. And I switched some MCC settings so that way they are more likely to have the skin details of their parents like when they age up, which has helped a lot with like not having completely crazy and out there looking Sims, but like obviously they're not perfect. They do need assistance. So for Christian, because I think that's Amaya's twin brother, I also made him more brown and gave him some curly hair and some like clothes. I just wanted them to look good, so that way I don't have to worry about seeing them or like trying to delete them when I see them. Because again, I want to let Onyx tell me like what she wants to do with her life, and I downloaded some more mods like help with like whim based gameplay, which I think will be very fun to dabble in, because obviously we still have like an overall challenge, but like I also want her to tell me like what she wants, you know. I think it'd be fun. So I wanted to have more than just Apollo as an option for her, so that way she can like make her own decisions and we can see it like unfolds, and you know, it'll be fun. And then we move on to the Greenburg residence, and I find out that Grace and Nancy from the Spellcaster pack and Nox had kids. Like they got married and had 3 kids, which surprise, I didn't know. I was honestly really surprised, and I really adore leaving Nox's nose on like his daughters. Like I like leaving his nose, period. I know some people like whitewash it basically and make it more like quote unquote appealing to like a Eurocentric beauty standard, but like I love it. It's so like particular and like unique, and I really love it, and so I always leave it on him, and I definitely love leaving it on his daughter. I think it adds so much character to their faces, and I don't know, it was really fun. I really like that. And his first daughter looks like basically just like him, and this second daughter I think looks more like a mixture of both. Like you can't quite tell like if they look like one parent or the other. It's kind of like a mixture of both of their genes, which again I really love. So and plus we saw, and by we I mean Onyx, we saw a lot more of Nyla, the second daughter, than either of the other kids, either of the Greenburg kids. I think Nyla was like the only one that was in her club like officially who we knew and met, so I really went in just to give her a makeover, but then I saw that they had other kids, so I had to like at least give them a little bit of help. But basically for these teens, I just wanted them to have like trendy outfits that look like teens would wear them, but also they could maybe transition into like young adults outfits, because I'll probably not be going in and giving them new outfits. So, you know, like I want her to be able to still socialize with these Sims even when she's a young adult and they're a young adult, without having to go back in and give them all new makeovers, because I'll lose my mind if I have to do that like constantly. So yeah, I like doing it all like in big groups like this. Like I do that even with my like personal saves, like when there's like a generation that like ages up into like teen, I do like a big makeover session just so that way like they go throughout their life looking better, even if I never get back to them. Like they'll still at least look decent. And I think Nyla might be like my favorite of the group, like of teens that I made over for this video. I just really enjoy her face. I think it's really unique. And I don't think I've ever made a sim that looked like her, which is always something that I think is like great. Because I know I say this a lot, but like I feel like I low-key have same face syndrome a little bit, just like a little bit. It may just be like a sim style, which is kind of what that's called, but I feel like my sim style is really particular, and so it doesn't really allow me to like branch out and make different looking sims. So I really like doing these sort of things with like legacy sims and like their worlds. And then we move on to the Tala slash Kealoha family. I have no idea why Maurice Tala is in here. He just is. Like, he's not related to anybody in the household. But he just, for some reason, lives with them. I don't know why. Manu, I actually really enjoy them. I think they look a lot like Makoa, but obviously with, like, elements of Liliana, I think that's her name. Because they're non-binary, I wanted to sort of explore a bit with, like, I want to say both ends of the gender spectrum. So like I've done this before a lot more recently, where I'll do like one outfit more masculine and then the next outfit more feminine, and then I'll go back and forth. And I think it's I've had really a lot of fun doing that, because I don't really do that too often. So I think it's really fun that I get to do that now. I think it's really fun to like play around with clothing and expression. Then we move on to Madeline, who I believe is their like twin sister. There's a lot of twins because I increased the like default number of offspring in MCC to I think 4. Usually it's 3, but I think that was like the max, actually, not default. Like the max offspring number is like 4 now instead of 3. So there's a lot more twins. And I really like that. I think it's fun. Because like 3 is fun and all, but like 4 is a lot better. And I know like the absolute max is 6, but like I'm not emotionally prepared for 6 kids at once. So I didn't add it to 6, but I did up it to 4. So you can see a lot more like twins and triplets and whatnots. And we move on to the, I want to say Kahananui family? Kahananui? I believe that's how you pronounce it. And for some reason, they always have twin daughters. I think it's because I use the same like save file all the time, and like she's already pregnant with like twin girls in like this save file. Not like by default, but like for some reason the save file she just is. So they always have twin girls. So I wanted to fix them because this family actually has really good genetics. Like they make really beautiful looking Sims, but they just need makeovers. Like once they're teens, and then they can like grow into that, and you never have to revisit them again if you don't want to. But they just look good when you see them like around town, basically. And then we move on to Benali, the Benali households. And for some reason, Slim is married to some old person. I don't know why. Like a significantly older person than he is. And they have, I think, 3 kids for some reason. But I know that Onyx knows Briella. Pretty sure that's her name. So I just wanted to give her like a quick little makeover. Nothing serious, but like just some help again, so that when we see her out in the world, we don't have to pretend we don't know her. And I think it's just so interesting to just like hop around and like basically get Townie tea. Because why do the Fungs have triplets when Lily hates kids? She always has at least one kid. Usually she just has one and that's it. But this one pregnancy ended up in them being triplets, which I think is very funny. I know she was sick because she does not like kids at all. So yeah. And I feel like the first 2 kids looked more like Victor, but the last daughter, I definitely made her a little Lily, like literally a little Lily, and I'm happy. Like I love carrying like iconic Sim characters on for like their children. Like Nancy Landgrab will have like a little Nancy, or like Bella will have like a little Bella. Like I love that. It makes me happy, and I like the next generation to still have a bit of that iconography, if you will. And for Ariel, I sort of made her like, I don't know. I just sort of went places. I dressed her in like whatever I wanted, basically. Like some outfits were, I guess, a bit more like masculine, and some are a bit more feminine, and just funsies. And I'm pretty sure I made her bi, by the way, because Happy Pride Month. And then this is Jacqueline, and this is like the miniature Lily. And I think she just has a really good face. She's got like a really good mixture of Lily and Victor's genes. And I think I changed the swatch on that, like her everyday wear, so like I think it looks different. Basically I gave her the same dress that Lily wears for her formal, because I definitely think that like she's gonna be like a little snob like her mom, and it'll be fun because we know her technically. I got really into making this Sim. Like I'll say it right now. I got really into making her and like thinking about her outfits and stuff, because again, like I don't think I'm gonna like come back and do like young adult makeovers. So like I wanted them to be able to like grow into a lot of these things, and like I know I'm gonna enjoy seeing her around town. Like I just know it. And I love her bob. Like it's really cute. I think it fits her a lot. And I tried to keep everything very red because I just feel like that color really works for her. And I feel like when Lily was like younger, I tried to keep her more red, but like recently I've switched her over to like a blue, more like icy blue color. So somebody had to take up the red color mantle, and it just so happened to be Jacqueline. And this is just me showing off like what they look like. And then we move on to the screenshots, and this is like the house that I downloaded and let them live in. But they're so cute. Like I love them, but not for me. And this is Athena and her family. We see Gavin again for like the second time in like 10 episodes. I love their family too. And then this is like a full teen group shot. So let me know what you guys think of the teen makeovers, and I'll see you in the next video.